Hey everybody, I'm in Tiberius in the Galilee region of northern Israel. You can see the beautiful Lake Kinneret right behind me. This is one of four holy cities in Judaism. It was holy. It's been holy since the 16th century CE. The other three holy cities are Jerusalem, Sfat, which is very close to here in northern Israel, and also Hebron. So I want to just briefly talk about a new study that was released the other day about medieval Ashkenazi Jews in England who were victims of anti-Semitic violence, and they were killed, murdered, and thrown down a well. And the study was released. It's called "Genomes from a Medieval Mass Burial Show Ashkenazi Associated Hereditary Diseases Predate the 12th Century." And what this study shows is very interesting because it just like the recent study on from a medieval cemetery in Erfurt, Germany, showed that there is continuity between ancient Ashkenazi Jews and modern Ashkenazi Jews. Also, the Jews it's in Norwich, in Chapelfield, from the recent study, similar to the Erfurt study, also show continuity with modern Ashkenazi Jews. And what this shows in the PCA plots, and I'm going to show you a couple of those PCA plots plotting from the study. So basically, the brief story is that these Jews, the Jews were expelled from England, and then they were invited back in 1066 by William the Conqueror. And these Jews apparently came from the Rouen area of Normandy in France, and they came at because William the Conqueror allowed the Jews back in. And then they were, in the 12th century, they were victims of anti-Semitic violence. I don't know, it was possibly related to the Crusades. Rampaging crusaders were murdering Jews on the Rhineland and in England before they were going down to the Holy Land, here in Israel, to Jerusalem. There was also accusation in the area of Jews of a blood libel. So I'm not exactly sure the reason, but it was likely anti-Jewish violence. And one of the articles in Nature quoted this fraudulent Israeli geneticist, so-called geneticist called Aaron Elhake, who has these wild theories about the origins of Ashkenazi Jews, saying that, first he said that we were like Khazars, which is completely nonsense, has been completely refuted by genetic studies. And then he said, we're like Ashkenazi Jews are from northeastern Anatolia, and we speak a Slavo-Iranian Turkic language, which is ridiculous. This guy should not be taken seriously. And unfortunately they quote him, putting some doubt that these were Ashkenazi Jews, in the case of the England study. And so nobody should be paying attention to Aaron Elhake. He's an absolute fraudster. He's a joke, and these articles should not be quoting him, because Ashkenazi Jews, just like the Jews in the Chapelfield Jews in this study, and the Erfurt Jews, and modern Ashkenazi Jews who lived in Central and Eastern Europe, are a hybrid population, a mixed population of basically half Middle Eastern, and who picked up with origins in the Levantine Middle East, which is where we are now, and who picked up admixture over thousands of years, a couple thousand years, in the Mediterranean European diaspora, similar to that, which is very similar to Sephardic Jews, Italian Jews, Italkim, Romaniot Jews, Greek Jews, North African Jews. We're very, very similar, the Western diaspora Jews. And so, which makes us very similar to Southern Europeans, as particularly Maltese, Sicilians, Southern Italians, and Greek mainlanders and Greek islanders from the Greek islands. So basically, I just wanted to just show the PCA here, because it shows that one of these individuals, the Chapelfield individuals, a lot of them plot close to modern Ashkenazi Jews. One of them plots close to North African Jews, and another one plots in PCA close to Cypriots. and another one plots around Turkish Jews. So, and then Elhag has another, article basically putting doubt into PCA. So this guy is like anything that discredits his crazy theories, he discredits. So, PCA is well proven to be legitimate, despite what Elhag says. So you can tell a lot from PCA plots. So basically, this study, and I'll link to the study below. Basically, the main points are that there was population continuity between the 12th century and modern Ashkenazi Jews, and we can see that in the Erfurt study and in the Chapel Field study in Norwich. And the founder event, basically the genetic bottleneck, is probably much earlier than originally thought. So they thought it was maybe the 13th century, something like that. Maybe later, the Middle Ages. Well, it could have been like maybe a year 1000, maybe the 10th, earlier, and that because this founder event with these disorder frequencies, these genetic disorders, they said predates the 12th century. So, it's a very interesting study, and I'm really looking forward to the Global 25 coordinates, to the DNA samples being available for, commercial DNA running the different admixture calculators, so we can see, just like the Erfurt samples showed, that modern Ashkenazi Jews are basically the same as ancient Ashkenazi Jews, that we're like highly endogamous for 1,000 years more. And yes, we picked up a little bit of Eastern European admixture, those of us who are migrated east, to Poland and Russia, these places, but it's very minor, it's very little, and it still makes us very similar to these Ashkenazi Jews in Central and Western Europe. And those Ashkenazi Jews, in turn, are very similar to Sephardic Jews, Romaniote, Greek Jews, North African Jews, the Western diaspora, because our origins as Jews, including Ashkenazi, are in the Levant region, the Eastern Mediterranean, Southwestern Asia, and this is where Jews originated, and then we got dispersed around the world. So, a very interesting study, and I highly recommend reading the study. And so I just wanted to briefly go over it, and yeah, so that's basically it. And then you can see beautiful Tiberius here. So it's Shabbat. So Shabbat Shalom for those who are Jewish, and have a great weekend to everybody else. Thanks for watching.